On August 7, 1930, Thomas Shipp and Abram Smith were lynched by a white mob in Marion, Indiana. What began as a public spectacle of racial terror was later transformed into a haunting cultural protest through Abel Meeropol's poem and Billie Holiday's unforgettable performance of Strange Fruit. This project explores how art preserved memory where courts and institutions failed.
This presentation contains graphic historical images and descriptions of racial violence, including lynching. The material may be disturbing or traumatizing. Viewer discretion is advised. Although Reconstruction promised freedom, violence quickly became a tool to enforce white supremacy. Ida B. Wells exposed how rape allegations were fabricated to justify lynchings. W.E.B. Du Bois described the psychological wages of whiteness, explaining why entire communities, ordinary men, women, and even children, participated in or condoned mob violence. By 1930, lynching had become ritualized. In Marion, thousands gathered to watch Shipp and Smith's murder. Families stood by as the bodies were photographed. The crowd treated violence as a spectacle, not a crime. Lawrence Beitler's photographs circulated across the country. It inspired Abel Meeropol, a Jewish schoolteacher from the Bronx, to write a poem called Bitter Fruit. When set to music and retitled Strange Fruit, it became one of the most powerful protest songs in American history. Billie Holiday performed it at New York's Cafe Society in 1939. She demanded silence from the audience, and no encores were allowed. Strange Fruit forced audiences to confront the brutality of lynching, not as distant news, but as a moral indictment.
Southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves, and blood at the root.
Music has long carried the weight of protest in America. Unlike photographs or newspapers, music reaches beyond sight. It makes audiences feel. Strange Fruit turned lynching from a normalized spectacle into a national shame. Holiday's defiance came at a cost. The FBI targeted her, and the music industry resisted her. Yet she persisted, proving the cultural power of music to challenge systems when institutions refused to deliver justice. The lynching of Shipp and Smith was quickly obscured in official records. The coroner declared death by persons unknown. Newspapers amplified the mob's claims, not the victim's humanity. But survivors, like James Cameron and artists like Holiday, refused erasure. Their testimony and art preserved memory when courts failed. The lynching of Thomas Shipp and Abram Smith reminds us that violence thrives in silence. Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit broke that silence. By transforming atrocity into art, she preserved memory, demanded justice, and proved that music can succeed where institutions fail.
Here's a strange and bitter cry.
a strange fruit. Blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black body swinging in the southern breeze. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree. Pastoral scene of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolias, sweet and fresh. Then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here's the fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rot, for the tree to drop. Here's a strange and bitter cry.